Hi, folks. It's Don Oshman, editor-in-chief and publisher of HideNet Publications, with Scott Oshman, who is here and just spent 2 or 3 days walking around the Platform Show in Las Vegas. Platform WSA now, part of the big Magic Show, which is the biggest, I think, garment show for retailers in the country. And Scott, I appreciate your doing this. You're such a hit in your previous reports on what you found out at this show, where it's really for brands to show to retailers for spring now, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, now, tell us, I have a question for you. The price of leather has come down in the last 2-3 months, as the price of hides, drastically, maybe 50% in some cases, 20-30%. You think this will increase leather usage amongst footwear brands?
Yes. I mean, general speaking, yes. You're not going to see that actually, the effect of that at the retail floor probably, I guess, fall 16, fall, winter, holiday sales 16. Obviously, we're now booking and selling to spring 16 goods shipped into the retailers from January to June. So I think because of the 18 months cycle and all those things, you probably won't see that pricing effect until holiday 2016.
So on average, 18 months, any of 6 months, 12 months? I think it's 18 months.
It's the development cycle is about 18 months, honestly, from design, development, for most brands, factory delivery, you know, it's about an 18-month cycle. That's why it's so difficult, the just-in-time delivery, to react to different trends, to different consumer things. It's very difficult to react to them and get it from design to hit the floor in less than 18 months.
Okay, and do you think, when would they start to consider putting leather back in where synthetics have taken its place in the last couple of years? Do you have any clue as to what might happen there?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think they've, you know, the pressure has been on the supply side. We talked about that price compression from the wholesaler. The major retailers, again, depending on if it's their own brand, which is becoming a big competitor, private label, and make sure their own brand is selling. It's hard to tell in certain things. I mean, they're cutting corners. They've been cutting corners in things, just little areas where they could. I think they'll put that back in more comfort areas. So in the, you know, around the collar of the shoe and the tongue, different points of the shoe where it's really leather just outweighs benefits as far as all different things. So it's hard to tell. In the fashion industry, probably a little bit less.
Leather still in fashion as much as it always was?
I think so. The look of leather, the feel of leather, absolutely. Again, this is a spring show, so we're seeing a lot of, you know, open toe, gladiator strap type style. So you're not seeing the boots and all that kind of stuff. I see a little more Western, you know, stuff at this show every year. There's even a work section of the show now. So obviously, very important full leather, grain leather in the work boot.
How about the purses, accessories? Do you have to look at any of that?
Yeah, that's limited here. That's not huge. You go over to Project, you're going to see a little bit more like that. But I think the throwback, all that stuff, the Birkenstock thing, I think that's good for leather. And I think in fall 16, you're going to see the continuation of the boots. You're going to see different variations of the wedges and different stylizations there. But I think leather, it's price-wise, I think it'll come back because the higher-end brands are driving up the retail and they're delivering that. And you'll see it for holiday 16.
In furniture, there's been a trend back to leather because they can sell that sofa for, I don't know, $3,000-4,000. As opposed to the buy-cast thing for $300, and they have a margin of profit, a gross. Is that true in footwear too?
Absolutely, and that's a great point because the retail margin, again, there's huge pressure on the manufacturers. They want initial markups of 55 plus they want their discounts, they want the promotion. So that initial markup, that retail, if they can sell it for full retail, is precious to them, to the retailer right now. And with the age of the internet and Amazon and everything else, lesser products, if it's more of a commodity type, then that's a race to the bottom, and they can't make as much margin. So I think that's better even for leather.
You mentioned Amazon. You're very close to Amazon, do a lot of business with them. Is it a big deal for footwear and purses and leather products on Amazon, or is it all more popular price stuff?
No, it's huge. Amazon now, and last quarter of 14 actually took over in shoes, selling more shoes than Zappos in the U.S. market. They are an absolute monster player in footwear. They're growing up as a retailer, which is important for manufacturers and tanneries and supply side, because before they would just the long tail, they'd order everything. Now they're constrained by margin. They're actually concerned about margin, turn, huge deal with turn, inventory. All those things that you evolve as a big retailer are important to them. So that's going to affect the overall market.
What percent would you guess Amazon has of the footwear market?
Oh my goodness.
Of course, that's not limited. It's all kinds of footwear.
Yeah, I don't have that off the top of my head.
But they're right up there. They're as big as some of the biggest retailers.
They are, and if you look at just the last 3 years, they've grown tremendously.
Will they sell a $200 shoe or $300 shoe?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Again, they do best maybe on commodity stuff, but they've gotten some big leather, Aldo and some other major fashion and contemporary brands to come in that they're actually selling as part of their retailer. And then they're a huge force in the third party, the marketplace.
Good. Scott, we're out of time. I appreciate it again.
Where's my agent?
Thank you again. You were so good. We're going to double your salary for this performance. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for your information.
We might buy a light.
Goodbye.